Oh yes, we're on that Friday feeding. A Friday feeding at a strange place. Yes, it's a paintball shooting stuff kind of place. And yes, we are with Dr. O back in the house. David Owens is back in the house. Yes, it seems almost a year, David, since we crashed some planes. Well, I've crashed planes.
Yeah, it was about a year ago.
A year ago. What is going on in the world? Anyway, what we're doing here today, David has got the Avata 2, is that correct name?
Avata 2.
Avata 2. As you've seen before in previous videos, which is up here somewhere now, is that we've done a bit of a review of the Avata 1. You know, I personally like it because I like the goggles and all this sort of stuff. It suits me, but I haven't really gone into drone flying. I'll leave that to David. But what we're going to do, we're just going to quickly go through bits and pieces with David, see what's different about the Avata 2, just in case you need to know, and then we'll go for a little flight and have some fun. Oh yes, we've got to watch out in case we get shot. No one likes to be shot. So David, okay, you've got the Avata 2 here. Now this comes in like a lovely whatever case.
Yeah, it's a really nice DJI case. They're really good at designing cases. Nice little pockets.
What'd you get in it?
I will show you. So it's still got the labels on. I have unpacked it, so it's not quite.
No, well, it's not an unboxing. It's more just to see what's inside, really.
Yeah. So what we get is a really nice drone.
And what's the difference with this one? And we'll talk about the Avata 1 in a little while, but what's the visual difference straight away out the box?
The visual difference straight out the box is that it's gone back to tri-blade props. It's slightly larger, it feels. It's got a really nice slim aerodynamic design, and also the props are the other way up, because before they used to be pushers and sort of blowing down underneath on the bottom of the aircraft, and now of course they're on top.
And what advantage is that going to give you then? That sounds a bit strange to change things, but
yeah, I guess a little bit more ground clearance, which is quite nice. So you know, on landings you won't catch the props on the gravel and stuff, which I have done before. But you know, it's just a really nice piece of design. It looks like it's a second or third product in the line, doesn't it? It's really nice.
I mean, does that help? Sorry, Dave. Does that help the novice then? Because obviously, when you've got like pushing props, you get the ground effect coming back at you, a bit like helicopters, and it makes it unstable. Or does it change or not?
I would say not. I would just say that when you're landing, to have the props out the way of the ground means that you're not going to catch them on the ground.
Okay.
So it'll be a nice, I think, upgrade.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and what's very obvious is that it's got rear-facing cameras. I know that it hasn't got obstacle avoidance, but this is for stability, I think, indoors.
Right.
But it's a really nice touch. The battery this time around is locked in, which is really nice. So this time it just literally snaps in, which is really good. The gimbal protector, which again I haven't taken off,
right.
So you can see, and the new camera.
Plastic, yeah.
Take the plastic off.
We always like the peel-offs.
Yeah. It wasn't deeply satisfying, that one, but it was good.
Okay.
But you can see that it's a nice sensor, quite large.
Yeah.
I haven't got any ND filters yet for it, so
right. As it is. Well, it's a bit of a weird day today. I mean, it is a dry one for the UK this time of year, so we're good.
And I think one of the biggest things that we've seen is the fact that they've moved the memory card now to the side of the drone and not inside the propeller guard.
Yeah, about time. And has that got a USB there as well?
Yeah, USB-C. So that's a really nice change.
Good.
And makes that very positive. So I will slide in a memory card because I actually have one here. Okay. So yeah, just unpack the memory card. I think it goes this way in. We'll find out. Yeah, sure does.
There's a way, don't you think, of SD cards? It never tells you. It doesn't give you a little arrow what way up.
No.
It really annoys me.
There is a diagram there, but I can't see it. So
don't ask me. I can't see a thing as it is.
So that seals back down again. And on the other side, you can see we've got the C1 certification on the drone as well. So this is yet again another drone that has been properly certified.
Right.
So with the modern CIA standards.
Fantastic.
So that's the drone. Very nice. In terms of then, I got the Fly More pack. So what we've ended up with is 3 batteries and a little USB-C charging port as well that you can.
You know what that looks like? That looks like an ammo box.
It does.
Especially like, you know, if you've got like a, I don't know, name a gun, who knows, but you just like whack it in with the gun, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it reminds me of. How freaking, that's cool though.
It is really cool.
I'd order a few of those and paint them green. My ammo boxes.
I think so too. And now this is the new motion controller.
Now I know you think this is a bit of a gizmo, don't you?
It is a toy.
I like it though.
No, I know. Mr. Steel has another name for it, which I'm not going to use.
Oh, okay. It's a rude one.
It's a rude one.
We don't want to do rude ones.
But the things that are different is that you've got a little push forward now, which gives you reverse, as well as a trigger. It's much smaller. We'll do a comparison later, but it's much smaller. You've got a couple of buttons and a very nice wheel that allows you to change the angle of the camera, and some other functions on there too. Record button and power. So again, really beautiful.
Has it got like a return to home on button on there?
It's on, a combination of the menus.
Right.
And certainly you can hold in flight, which is another really nice feature with these things, that, you know, if you get into difficulty, you've got a button you can just press and the whole thing stops.
Yeah, we like that. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
so that's
good.
really nice. Really nice size though, and it does fit very well in the hand, and there's a little safety cord, which I'll make sure
I like
use
it
as well. Yeah, and
it's
I think for direct entry, for flying, and if just for cruising around, you know, have this kit in your car, you know, you could take it everywhere.
I mean, we're not talking about racing drones here, are we? We're talking about scenic drones, as I like to call them.
We're talking about scenic drones, flying around, enjoying ourselves.
So that's nice. That's just to float around the skies.
Yeah, and enjoy just flying without too much pressure.
So these are goggles 2, but I suppose they're 2.1.
I would call them the goggles 3.
Ooh, okay. Statement there.
Yeah, so we had the goggles 2,
which are fantastic.
Which we'll do a comparison with.
I even like those.
The difference here between the original ones and the Integra, obviously the Integra had the battery on the back.
Yeah.
These have got the battery on the back strap as well, on the back of the strap as well, which is really nice. But you've also got this little pad that sits on your forehead that allows you to position the goggles. Now, it doesn't allow you to lift them up when you're flying, but it does allow you to position them. And then this is a sort of like a little bladder that fits closely against your face, and you can see that it's very, very soft and spongy. Inside we've got the hole for the memory card, so very much like a Fat Shark approach to the memory card.
Fat sharks, dangerous, they can eat you.
Yeah. Well, they've obviously eaten a lot of people, haven't they? Gone's the sort of touchpad on the side, but you have now got this sort of 5-way joystick. And,
wasn't it? Didn't the Avata one had like a touch thing going on?
Yeah, it had a touchpad here. Now I know a number of people didn't get on with it, but I found it
intuitive,
quite good and quite intuitive, and I quite liked it. You've got a back button as well, so your 5-way has a press action as well as a back button. So
zoom in there. What's going on here?
Looking forward to using that. And then your aerials aren't detachable this time round, but they obviously you can put them up.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I don't think anybody was swapping them out for alternatives, so they're normally quite
strange.
good.
Okay.
So, the other thing you'll notice is 2 cameras on the front, and that enables you to double tap on the side, and then you can see without having to lift the goggles up.
No way.
So it's kind of like a...
Well, we'll do that. I mean, you've got a bit of footage flying around.
Yeah, we'll put
maybe you could do that for me, so when you're flying off, because it'd be great for someone to see that.
And you can see the power cable for the battery is actually integrated into the strap itself.
Let's have a look, see.
Really nice.
It's actually gone dark now. It was sunny just a second ago.
Yeah. So that's really nice. You've got your diopter adjustments as they were before, and if you remember them, they have a digital view of that inside, so you can actually, as long as you remember your numbers, you can just dial your number in, push your IPD to where you need it to be, because these move up.
I think last time I just did it until I could see.
Yeah, and I think that's what we normally did. We close one eye, get the focus, close the other eye and get the focus.
That's it.
But now you can just remember your numbers or write them down somewhere, and when you put the goggles on, you can just then easily adjust it. There is also prescription lens inserts that you can add to this as well if you wanted to. I did that for the goggles too, but didn't really see a great advantage. And in fact, the adjustable diopters in here were far the best solution. Now, so of course you've got your focus ring here that allows you to change. You can see, you can see the little white piece here moves backwards and forwards, and then obviously your IPD adjustment, which is quite good. And then you've got the same locking mechanism, which is you just push and hold, and that's it.
Oh, it's cool, mate.
Very cool. USB-C on the outside. And
sorry, David. I like the ammo box.
You do.
I do like the ammo box. Sorry, mate.
USB-C and power button on the outside here in quite an intuitive position as well. So that's really cool. So that's everything that you need.
Yeah, I like it.
There's also an accessory pack.
I think I feel spots of rain.
Yeah, I think we might be unlucky. Well, let's see how we get on. So in the accessory pack, we've got our manuals as we normally would have. We've got our extra set of diopters and an extra pad that goes on here to push the goggles out a little bit further if it's too close to you.
Yeah.
And the beauty of that is, you know, with the original DJI goggles, there was sometimes you felt your eyelids touching the actual glass. Well, with this, you can just push it that little bit further away. So really nice. I've got that OTG adapter that's here. We'll just unpack some of this as we're going because we'll need this for the app. So.
Oh yeah, you got to set up the app and everything else.
Yeah.
I mean, it's presumably the same thing, isn't it? So it's not going to be like.
No, it should be
science, is it? I mean, I think.
No, they've got quite a well-oiled process now using the DJI Fly app, which I really like.
I mean, I think, you know, with the app and everything else, we could get involved in another day. I mean, we just want to see this puppy flying, and then I know this is going to be the first time you're flying, and it's not going to be like a deep test, but it'd be nice for your first view. Yeah,
and we've got the RC3 remote coming as well.
Yeah,
it'll be in a couple of weeks. The props are very standard now with the 2 screws and a little Allen key, and they give you 4 spare props, which is
4 spare props.
Really
that is
nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's the little bag.
I mean, if you broke a prop, would you be more likely to change them all, or just keep it as 3 and the new one?
I would 3 in the new one, depending on what damage I've done.
Still going to do balance and weird stuff because it's brand new.
And I've zipped in the label.
Okay.
So I'll have to cut that off another time.
Right, just before we do the actual flight, David just got out his Avata 1 actually, and I just want to show you that the difference between the hand controllers, the size, and also the size of the Avata. I mean, the Avata 2 does look bigger. I mean, do you want to hold them up, David, so you can? I mean, you know, is it bigger, smaller?
Yeah, no, it's definitely bigger if you can see that.
It's a bit. Yeah, we're losing a bit of light at the moment, but
when you look at them that way,
they are, aren't they? The Avata 2 is much bigger.
Yeah, but much slimmer at the same time.
And it's lighter, is it? Or heavier?
Yeah, this is 400 and something, and this is 380 something, so 30. Yeah.
Getting close to that golden 250.
We're a long way away. 100 grams or more. Still a bit fat for that. 130 grams.
And the hand remotes, they. I mean, what's the difference? You've got the reverse on the other new one, haven't you, or something?
Yeah, the reverse, obviously you've just got a trigger on this, and on this one you've got the little...
Yeah, so that's similar to like an RC car where you've got like the reverse and forward, which you'd like, you know. Yeah, and it's intuitive to do that.
And then obviously your breakers are very similar.
But the goggles are basically the same really, aren't they?
Yeah, the goggles look very, very similar.
I mean, I know you're calling it the 3, but it's kind of like the 2...
It's slimmer for sure.
Oh really?
It's got 2 cameras on the front of it. Of
course, yeah, so it is the 3 then, yeah. I love the cameras, that's a great idea, so you don't have to lift it off your face.
Yeah.
So someone's talking to you, you could put, I don't know.
And, you know, I was hoping that maybe this was sort of like enable you to sort of cock your goggles up, but you can't. It's just enough to move it to fit
That would be a cool one. I mean, imagine you want it to your face to get that immersive experience. Now, you have set this up on your phone now. We didn't video that because obviously it's exactly the same as the normal one, as one, I should just say.
Yeah.
It does exactly the same on the tin. So, but if you want a bit more information on that, then let us know in the comments, and we can do that. But I think it's about time we got a flight before it kind of like
it rains.
It rains, David. And go. Epic footage, absolutely epic. Right, so I know, David, you're the sort of person, you haven't got the right controller.
No.
You've still got the point and shoot controller, as I like to call it. And
Yeah.
you prefer the stick, what's it called?
RC3.
The RC3. So this is, I know, your first view, but basically I'm just trying to get out of you that you just took it out of the box
Yeah.
and you've flown it. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a couple of settings you had to do, take it out of beginner's mode and all that sort of stuff. I just want you, without editing, without polishing, honest answer, what did you think?
It's great. The controller, it is actually quite a nice way to fly. And I was able to fly through the woods here, which is, you know, normally...
We did
would
have
take-
more than mere spotting, by the way. When you're going through the woods, we have got a few people.
Yeah, and it's got quite a precision to it. You just have to learn how much to sort of roll it over in each direction, and you can go from, like riding a motorbike, from one side to the other quite quickly, as we did through that sort of S section down where the main compound is.
Yeah.
And that was really great. It is quite intuitive, so I did the tutorial in the goggles, but then haven't needed to do anything else, and I didn't lose where I was with the remote whilst I was flying. So,
And you say it's very responsive as well. So
yeah,
you take your finger off and it will stop
and
immediately.
it would stop. Yeah, and I think on the throttle response, it would be nice if it came to more of a rest rather than an immediate stop. So the problem is, as you come off the throttle, it does stop. So it gives you a bit of a jerkiness. So if you're coming into an area where you're not quite familiar with, and you're going, okay, is it left or right here? Normally you would do a slow down and then take it, but this sort of stops. So there's a bit of a jerkiness.
Well, there might be. I mean, the thing that I would say against that is that if I was about to hit a tree or hit I don't know, a container, I'd want it to stop on the dime rather than an ease and slow.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something in the settings you can do.
No. You've got a pause button, so you can pause in flight, stop on a dime. with
Right.
that. So it's the throttle that I would like a little bit more.
Yeah, a bit more
Softness.
ease into it. Well, maybe,
Yeah.
you know, maybe if you're watching this DJI, which you're probably not, but if maybe a software upgrade. I've noticed the camera's on a doody, but I can sort that out later on.
Yeah.
That's fine. But what about the drone itself? I mean, obviously, you know,
Flies really well. The penetration of the system, the new OcuSync 4 system, is outstanding. In the past, we would have lost contact with the drone going through the trees with, you know, the Avata 1.
right.
This is outstanding. 25 milliwatt CE settings. Penetration is outstanding.
Now, everyone will probably know what that's all about. I don't. I'm getting attacked by flies and all sorts here. But so with the standard settings, I mean, what you're saying is that the dropout is. I mean, we was going through a lot of hedge trees and bits and pieces, and there is like metal containers about everywhere. Because this is the red alert in Newbury or Thatcham, is it?
It's sort of between Newbury and Thatcham.
In Newbury, yeah. If you look at Newbury, Red Alert, you'll know where it is. They are fantastic guys down there. And if you like shooting people with these little white BBs, you know, I'll shoot David. It's fine. It's good. There you go. Shot.
Very good.
If or you like paintball, then come down and have some fun anyway. So off subject a bit there, but yeah, it's what I'm trying to say is there's lots of bits and pieces around here. At the moment, they're not paintballing or shooting everybody. That's why we can fly this. But I mean, I was actually sort of like blown away with literally it took off. Okay, you had to take it out of beginner mode to make it go a bit faster, but then that's kind of a good thing, though. I mean, someone like myself or who's bought it in the beginner mode, it lets you just float around. Remember, this is not a racing quad. This is a sort of like, you know, cruiser. Yeah. Floating around, just watching the day go by, enjoying yourself as if you're flapping your own wings and going through the forest. I mean, that's what it's all about, and that's pretty epic. I mean, the footage that you just saw was epic anyway. You know, the quality is unreal, and that is 4K, isn't it? Quality.
Yeah, you can have 4K in different modes, so 60, 50, 30, I think. I'm not familiar with all of the camera modes, but again, you can very easily get to it with a little 5-position joystick that you've got here.
Right.
And once you pause, you actually get a little joystick on the remote to be able to point, like a laser pointer that you'd use when you're doing a presentation, and you can sort of.
How cool is that?
Yeah, it's very cool. So they have definitely really thought this out. For somebody who's getting into, wants to get into FPV, this is a really good place to start. It's really intuitive. It's safe.
And the price is not bad either,
and the
is
price
it?
is not bad, no. The Fly More kit was just over the £1,000.
Just over £1,000, which is probably, I don't know, about $1,500, I don't know, but that you get the goggles 3, and the how many batteries do you get with that? 3?
3 batteries, yeah.
3 batteries, a remote, the hand remote or pointy stick, as I like to call it, and the drone itself. So that's, and the bag. So it's not too bad, is it?
And the bag's really great. It just allows you to put
Yeah,
everything
it's
in.
lovely. And of course the ammo box, which is not, but you know, it's an ammo box if I say it's an ammo box.
Yeah,
Ammo
absolutely.
box.
But no, I think they've done a really great job. I enjoyed flying it around. I'm looking forward to getting hold of the RC3, the proper controller as I would call it. But this is good. This is good.
It's not a toy. You've got to say sorry to everyone now.
Yeah, sorry, this is not a toy.
It's not a toy, it is a pointy stick.
Pointy stick. But
A fly stick.
It's incredibly intuitive, I will say that. And the nice thing about it is it does exactly where you think it's going to go, it goes.
And that's just by moving it like this
Yeah,
around.
moving it like this. You've got your sort of up and down on your joystick as well, and you can pivot. There are acro modes in it so that you can do some flips and rolls if you wanted. I didn't do any of those for this test flight today, but that's for next time.
Shot you again.
Thank you. But no, very well built.
So I mean,
Nice
just go with the
experience.
joystick anyway, because is it kind of like your wrist turn, or is it kind of like you could do
No,
that sort of
it's
thing?
just a very gentle
Just a
action.
wrist turn,
Just
yeah.
a wrist turn.
And does that work with forward and backwards or not?
Yeah, going forward and backwards. Wherever you see that there's two sort of targeting elements. You've got a circle and a cross, and you've got one that's the controller and one that's the joystick. Lining them both up will mean it will go in that direction. So it is just getting used to it, but it's not hard. It's 3-4 minutes, as you saw with me, to get used to that new way of operating.
And what battery life was that on? I mean, I know you wasn't going mega fast.
No, I mean, it's a proper 20-minute battery life.
Shot ya! Sorry, David.
Kid in the sweet shop.
So I am Sweet Shops kids.
Yeah, but no, it's from that point of view.
They shouldn't put money in.
No,
Sorry,
they shouldn't. Don't eat them.
I won't eat them. They're not kind of nice.
But no, it's 2-3 minutes of a learning process, and once you've worked out what it actually does, it's then very intuitive to go off and fly. And I think for me, the big step was when I took it out of beginner mode. It just flew very well.
Just went.
And it was intuitive at that point. You know, didn't really need to think about what I was doing. I just was concentrating on where I was flying,
Flies
which was
easy.
great.
I mean, someone who might be, you know, just want to get into this and have not, like, you know, have thumbs or sticks or pinching or whatever they want to do. Would you say not to use the pointy stick and get straight into the remote?
It depends where somebody's trying to go. If you're coming from sort of drone photography background,
Well, I mean, if someone that's just getting into, there's never bought a drone in their life,
this is definitely a great option.
and the transition from that to sticks, it wouldn't be too bad.
The DJI have got a simulator for that, so
Right.
it would be go and practice on that afterwards. But yes, it would be a natural progression to go from something like this
To sticks.
to sticks, yeah. But again, you know, it depends what people want. If people just want to cruise around and enjoy the scenery, this is a magic combination.
Because don't forget, I mean, these days, I mean, especially sort of the, I mean, not so much younger people. I mean, I'm an old fart and I still use the controller. They use a lot like the PlayStation controllers and all that sort of stuff. So their thumbs are already kind of in that sort of
That's right, yeah.
that thing anyway. So it depends. You know.
Don't necessarily practice on the drone, practice on the simulator and then go back to using the drone.
Right.
But I would say with this, you don't even need to practice on the simulator. You could go straight out in beginner's mode if you've never flown before, in the normal mode if you have flown before, and you'd be fine. You know, and you know the big orange stop button. If things go wrong.
I
you
mean,
can
that was
just
pretty
pause and
epic.
space.
You know, press and hold the orange button, and you saw how gentle she lands. I mean, I'm blown away by it. You know, I was blown away with the version 1, and version 2 is just, to me, is fantastic. And obviously, Dr. D, Dr. David O. Yes, I know you don't like being said. He's a doctor. Should be proud of these things. You know, knows what he's talking about because he does do race drones as well for the British Drone Racing Association, and which are you have got videos, haven't you, on your
Yeah, I have. I mean, for the BDRA, I think it's really important. We're still looking for lots of pilots. So anybody out there who fancies racing, if you find your way to the British Drone Racing Association,
we'll put some
website.
links in the description.
Yeah, put some links in the
We'll
description.
put some there because it's, you know, I mean, you've got a big one coming up soon,
Western Park.
Western Park.
But there are events across the country, and we're always looking for new pilots. And if people really want to get into drone racing, the BDRA is a really great place to start.
And it is fun.
It is fun.
I'm no good at it, but that's me.
Nor am I 4 years into racing, and
But
maybe
you're not bad. You're not bad. I just my reaction times are not as good. But if you want to get in there, it's a great bunch of people. You'll have a good laugh. You're
Yeah.
getting out into the fresh air in the world, and you're having a good laugh with some friends, and you'll build friends. And of course, like at Western Park, which is a massive show. I mean, what's the day today, David? It is the 19th of April 2024. So Western Park this year have got a big show, and they have still got a few spaces left to join the drone racing and bits and pieces, and you can have a great fun at the same time. So it is good to be a part of that station. Obviously, be a part of the BMFA for the
insurance. British Model Flying Association. We also do FPV UK as well. So you need insurance. So one of those organisations are really good at doing.
We'll leave some of them links down. Do look in the description for all the links. You don't want to be going flying when you're not insured, because if something happens and then you're paying it out of your pocket, when the insurance guys that earn tons of money anyway can pay it for you.
Yeah.
So, but we're not getting into politics at all.
No.
Listen, Dr. David, my good buddy. Thanks for letting me come down today and watching you fly this back. We're going to watch this a bit more anyway, before it starts raining again. We've been quite lucky, really, to be honest with you. But so, I mean, so for the Avatar 1, marks out of 10.
So
10 being the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah,
1
so
being, oh my god.
In its own class, I really enjoyed it. So if
we're not talking about. We're talking about this sort of floaty stuff. So the Avatar 1 first, 1 to 10.
Just only in the Cinedrome.
Cinedrome, floaty about.
It was probably, for me, I really enjoyed it because
That's the one, not the 2.
Yeah,
the 1, yeah.
The 1. So we're probably looking at a 7 or an 8 out of 10.
7 or 8.
In this class of drone.
Okay. And in this class of drone, we're talking about floaty stuff. The Avatar 2 would be 1 to 10.
Feeling like a solid 9.
A solid 9. Then there you go. That's a big difference. I mean, I know it's only a couple of numbers, but that's a big difference anyway. I mean, I am this close to getting myself one just because I enjoy the footage. You know, it's nothing. It's great as long as you've got people and you can line of sight and all this sort of stuff. If you've got more people, you have more lines of sight and people that are, you know, can look out for you and you do it safely. It's fantastic. But
yeah.
But yeah, thanks, David. And if you can get out and fly this weekend or wherever you're going to do, cars, planes, quads, anything else, then get out and enjoy yourself. But if you do, be safe, keep safe, but most of all, have fun. So from David, it's goodbye, and for me, it's see you later.
Yeah, goodbye.
Ta-da!